Well, this isn't great. We got paired up within 10 seconds with the same player again. So thank you, MTGO League pairing algorithm. Really great. So we're going to lose again, unfortunately, would be my guess. I mean, this is kind of our best chance against them, so like getting this Guardian with a gift, I guess. I'm going to keep it. Hopefully they mulligan really low. Nope, Carve's only mulligan to 6. I assume we're playing against Bogles again. I mean, it was within 30 seconds of... It was like within 30 seconds, so I'm pretty confident that we're still in the same league, back to back. I can understand if I'd been waiting for a little while, maybe doing that. But it was like 5 seconds. Like it was just not any time at all. All right, let's attack. No, let's just I'll dome my opponent. And I'll of course Skyfisher to pick up the Javelineers. Next turn I can play the Javelineers, Bone Splitter, and equip the Bone Splitter. Being on the draw game one makes it even more impossible for us to win. Let's see what my opponent all has for enchantments. If they have an Ethereal Armor here, I already can't block. I haven't seen any Rancors yet. There's one. Rancor plus Ethereal Armor is like kind of the nuts, so gonna be pretty tough to beat. I think I'm actually just gonna put this Gift of Orzhova on here and start going to town. All right. So I have to hope that my opponent basically has nothing more other than creatures. But my opponent has had pretty great draw every time. Unfortunately for me. Yep, we're dead. So, let's see. We got the Circle of Protection Greens again. Or the Rune of Protection Greens. Got the Fragmentize. Gonna take out the Sun Lances that are horrible. Take out one Journey. I guess I'll keep this Lapse in, I suppose. And then a couple more Journey, I guess. Sure. I'm gonna leave these gifts in even though like I can't actually use them if they have a Standard Bearer. They're my only hope to race at all. It's possible I didn't need to concede there, but realistically we're probably less than 1 in 1,000 to win that game. Like if my opponent had 9 or 10 spells in a row on top and then I had a couple Bone Splitters in a row, then I could have still won. But we were racing, like we were losing the race as it was, and they just have so many things, so I was kind of off it. This is a mulligan. Oh man, I almost thought this was only a 1-land hand because of this stupid Amonkhet Plains. I have one Amonkhet Plains because I did one draft, and it's just in my deck. That's so annoying. Because I try to keep only, like, I only have this exact art of Battle for Zendikar Plains. I don't have any other planes in my collection other than this one, so I guess I gotta trade it away. Like, every time I draft, I gotta trade away my planes. I'm gonna, I think, play the Squadron Hawk just because I want to thin my deck. Yeah. I really need to draw the rune, so thinning your deck isn't that big of a deal, but I do have like probably 3 or 4 turns to draw it, and I'm taking 3 cards out, so it's actually kind of a lot of cards to remove from your deck. See what my opponent has here. Utopia Sprawl. Okay. See if they've got, okay, just a Ledgewalker. Not a big deal. My mismatched planes makes me sick. It's in play even. Alright, I'm going to play the Cathar, and then next turn I can Aviary Mechanic, pick up a land, and play a Hawk if I don't draw another land. If they have even a reasonable draw, we're gonna die unless I find a rune. But if they have a really terrible draw, then maybe I could get there. But they've got 4 mana. Obviously, they're going to use all 4 of it this turn. I probably won't die until next turn, so it looks like I have 1 turn. Oh, never mind. It wasn't an Ancestral Mask, just an Armadillo Cloak and an Ethereal Armor. That's all. Oh, Cartouche. Oh, Cartouche is no problem. I can race that stuff. Sort of. I can't really race it, but, you know, I can, like, pretend that I can race it. Can't chump block. My opponents had First Strike and Trample enchantments all 4 games that we've played. So I can't even chump block with these Hawks. Is this one the Ancestral Mask? Just finish me off, Carves. Jeez. Alright, well, I'm not going to die until next turn, but I will be dead next turn if I don't draw my rune. If my opponent has their natural state, I'm dead no matter what. Just an Ethereal Armor so I can play it right now. Alright, need to draw the rune off the top, fingers crossed. It'll give me 1 more turn of playing the game. Nope, I'm dead. I think I'm technically not dead. If my opponent doesn't have anything, I can play these Hawks and whatnot. And I can triple chump block and go to 1. I also have to keep my guys back. I mean, I can attack with my Loyal Cathar if I want. Alright. Maybe I should have mulliganed more aggressively. But I had already gone down to 6 and I had a functional hand. Alright, well, I can attack with this. Oh yeah, see if they wants to trade. No trades, huh? So I'm dead to any enchantment. Doesn't even have to be a creature enchantment. Just for good measure, yeah. Alright, so obviously we have a terrible matchup against Bogles, especially when they draw Natural State. We don't really have any outs to that, and kind of unfortunate that Magic Online paired me up with Carves 2 times in a row within, like, it was less than 5 seconds of sitting in the queue. So that's pretty annoying to me, but it is what it is. So you can kind of see, though, how those matchups played out. I believe we went X and 2 or 2 and 0. We went 0 and 2 and X or 2 and 0 in every single match, which is exactly what I would expect for all of our matchups. Look at this; they're all C's. That's interesting. Well, it's not interesting, but it is a coincidence. And we beat the Tron decks twice, which is kind of expected when you play one of these low to the ground creature decks. Pretty expected to beat them. Pretty expected that we would lose to Kuldotha Boros. They're like our deck, except that they have removal and some better cards. Could have definitely won that one game if I had played my Secluded Step against Kuldotha Boros, but I'm not optimistic about winning 2 games against them. I would expect to lose that matchup most of the time. Lost to Bogles twice. That was what I would expect as well. So Mono White should be pretty good against, like, Mono Blue Delver, be pretty good against that deck. In my experience, it's just been heinously bad against Teachings type decks. Like, I always beat these white decks with my Teachings deck, just never lose to them. They're pretty good against, probably pretty good against Mono Black. I think you could probably grind them out. I don't know, it's probably 50-50. Because we actually have a lot of ways to grind through their removal and stuff. I don't know. Probably got a pretty good matchup. I would think you'd have a good matchup against Stompy, just because, like, you have a 2/2 with Vigilance and you attack, and then, like, you block with it as well, and then they trade, and then you have still a 2/1 left. So I don't know exactly if we have a good or bad matchup against Stompy. We're definitely slower than Stompy, so our matchups that require us to be really fast definitely suffer. Like, our matchup against Tron is definitely worse than Stompy's matchup against Tron, for example. Our red deck wins against Tron. The big benefit of this deck, I think, is you get those sweet runic protections in your sideboard, which are really awesome against a lot of decks like Stompies. Have a really hard time beating runic protection, plus we just have good cards against them. Same with the red decks, we're going to have a lot of trouble beating a Circle of Protection red. So you can definitely pick up this deck if you're looking for a budget option. I just don't think it's a top tier deck, but it is good enough to win and place it, like, depending on the metagame, you can really win a lot of games. But if you're expecting a lot of Boros and I don't know, there's a lot of decks that this is really weak to. And that's true of all these creature decks. I just think that it's kind of a worse version of Stompy against a lot of decks. But we do get to do some cool stuff. And what's really cool about this deck is there's a lot of different variations. Like a lot of them play Battle Screech, or they play like a lot of tokens, or they play soldiers, or they've got all these big pump spells for all your creatures. So it's really cool. There's a lot of different ways you can customize it, and so your opponents don't necessarily know exactly what to expect out of your deck. Like, I'm assuming my opponents expected me to play a glorious whatever the +2/+2 for 3 mana. I expect people probably assumed I had that in my deck and they were playing around it. So that's something that you can take advantage of when you're playing this deck for sure. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this deck. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any different specific decks. Like I said in the deck tech, I'm kind of running out of top tier decks. I've played pretty much almost all the decks I could find on MTG Goldfish. I still have to play like Angler Delver, which I'm not a huge fan. Like, I used to like that deck a lot, but I don't like it that much anymore. And I played a lot of blue-black recently, so I didn't want to like play that again right away. So if there's any cool decks you want to see, let me know, and I will try to get to them. Thanks for watching. Just remember, subscribe down below, hit that bell icon, follow me on Twitter. Do whatever you want, spread the word, and we can hopefully get some more people playing Pauper, more people getting better at Pauper. Make this like a respected format where people aren't just like, oh yeah, you're a new player, go play Pauper. Like, let's make it a competitive format. It's awesome. It's really fun to brew. It's just a great format to play. So hopefully we can get some more people playing. And with that, I will see you guys next time.